Hi, hello, and welcome to.
The Creators Edge podcast.
This is Ravina, and
This is Josh.
this is already our second episode. We are very thankful for everyone who joined us from the very first episode and who listened to that episode. We received a huge amount of support, and also we are very grateful to all of you. Let the journey officially begin. But before that, I have a quick question to you, Josh. So,
Hmm.
what would you consider yourself? Are you earning to create content or are you creating content to earn?
Oh, that's a good question. I think I would come more towards like the first category. Like I want to earn to create content because I feel like I'm driven by the need to make content, to make videos or to do certain type of edits or whatever that drives me, right? So that's the main thing for me, and I need some tools to do that. So let's say I wouldn't be able to do the videos that I'm doing without my PC or without the camera or without the right editing software that I have, etc. So I feel like those things cost and maybe visiting places as well. So I have to like have something to do all those things. So I feel like I come under the first category, like earning to create content. Yeah.
Cool. That's a cool answer,
Yeah.
actually.
And by the way, like which category would you come under?
I think I'll also come under that first category because I started like my accounts like on Instagram earlier. I think it was already like a lot of years ago out of pure passion because I was passionate about photography and all. And today I switched into full-time content creation because I really believe that like my passion can lead me to somewhere and that somewhere can help me like earn and then invest that money into content creation again so I can create even
Yeah.
more. So yeah, I also feel like I'm in the first category.
Yeah. And when we say this, like we creating content to earn, that's also something that people can do, and
Yeah.
it's completely okay that people do that as well. So it's about like what drives people. I think we both come under the first category here.
Yeah, exactly. And also maybe like if we can elaborate this topic a little bit, I do feel
Yeah.
that like as mentioned, I actually like started out of passion, but as I grew older and older, I really felt like that's something I really want to do in my life, like creativity and all and everything related to photography, videography, and all. That's what
Yeah.
drives me to be like fulfilled and all. So I really want to I really want this to be like my full-time thing. So that's why
Yeah.
I actually had the need to quit the traditional 9 to 5 path.
Hmm.
And yeah, so I really felt that like balancing and all was quite hard with that 9 to 5. So I really needed
Oh yeah.
to, yeah, quit that 9 to 5
Yeah.
in order to create more and make this possible.
Hmm.
So
But what do you think about the creators? I think I've seen a lot of creators who have been doing something and then moved into content creation. And most of the advice that they give is don't quit until you reach a certain level. So I was watching those videos, but still I made the decision to quit, even though I didn't get to that level. But what do you think about that when people say that you have to get to the level and then quit?
I do believe that like it really depends on each and everyone's like life
Hmm.
situation and all. It's a very sound advice. Like to be honest, I think it's like okay, like in terms of risks and all, it's actually what they say is true in a way. Like it's very risky
Yeah.
to quit like your 9 to 5, especially if you have like rent to pay, bills to pay and all. You can't like quit your
Yes.
9 to 5 without any financial support behind. In my case, I do feel that like I am kind of lucky enough to have like a roof over my head thanks to my parents. I'm still young, so I still have that possibility to do that. I never stepped into the full 9 to 5 world. I only did apprenticeship and internships, but that was enough for me to understand that that world was not meant for me. Luckily enough, I realized it soon, and now I am like on my own, like figuring things out. But yeah, it really depends on each and everyone's situation, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's somewhat similar for me as well. I was doing my sales job, but even then, I had the need to like do more. I was watching a lot of videos, getting inspired by those videos, and I was curious. I wanted to make those videos, But so when I was working, some thought in like in my mind, I was thinking about doing this. And when the time came for me to do, like most people suggest, do it on weekends, do it when you have free time. I didn't have the energy or didn't have the same mindset to do all the stuff that I wanted to do. So it those times it was more about, I've got this weekend, I just like relax. And maybe I should have like learned to do both the things together. But I think yeah, I feel like it's a difficult thing to do, and it's about like how much you can take on yourself for these things. But also like financially, it would have been like difficult if we hadn't had those jobs as well. So savings is something that has been like a major help for me, even though like I'm at my parents' house and like I'm dependent on them for the rent and like food. But other than that, I've been like going on savings. Whether I'm buying a new PC or new camera, it's always been my savings. And yeah, so financially, that's another thing that you should look at.
Yeah, and in my case as well, I feel like it's pretty much the same. Like I did save a lot of money, and that's what I use for all my personal expenses. And
Hmm.
I do feel like I shouldn't, like, make my parents bear any kind of other expenses related to my like passion or work. I decided to quit that traditional path, so I'm the one who should like bear the consequences, not them. So I only, as you said, depend
Yeah,
on them for the roof and the food. But yeah,
yeah,
I do feel it plays like a big support system
yeah.
in what we do. So yeah, and I do agree that like when you're doing your 9 to 5, when you get home at 7 or 8, I don't know, you just don't have the energy to do anything. And when you have like a full loaded week, the only thing you want to
Hmm.
do is to rest during the weekend and not
Yeah.
to do even more work, even though you're passionate. It's really hard. I remember back then, like when I was doing an internship, I was also doing like
Hmm.
photography, like portraits photography on the side. And I remember like coming back home and editing. And the other day, I just had back pain because like all the day I was
Okay.
just sitting. And once I came home, I was also sitting and editing. So I really saw my health getting like a tremendous impact due to that. So I really didn't want that to happen again. I really understood that it's not possible actually.
Yeah, and another thing that I want to mention is how these things affect the work that you're doing as well.
Mm,
So, like, it doesn't affect a lot,
yeah.
but in certain cases, it can affect as well. So, I felt like it wasn't fair to the company or the work that I was doing as well to use their resources or to waste their resources. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but yeah, that's how I feel. It was not fair to them that I had this internal feeling, but I was like doing something else. So yeah, but like when starting out, I felt like I was looking at other creators, like I mentioned, right? So I wanted to create those videos, but immediately you can't do that, right?
Mm.
So it takes some time. So how did you face that issue? Like, did you see other creators and maybe compare what was happening at your end when you were
I
starting out, basically?
Yeah, I actually like, the funny thing is, I realized it only later, but the funny thing is like I started with only putting out like photos of travel, like travel pics and
Oh,
all.
okay.
So I
Hmm.
didn't have much to compare myself with, but I feel that I was much more like happier in that time, because like it was like
Hmm.
early stage, or Instagram wasn't that famous, and like I only used to put like pics and all. And only
Hmm.
after I started doing it as a proper like project and like a full-time thing, I started to compare with other creators, because now on Instagram
Okay.
there's a lot of creators, right? So there is a lot
Hmm.
of other people to compare yourself with, or to, I don't know, you are like, I even made a reel about it, but like usually you scroll by telling yourself you're scrolling for inspiration, but then you end up in a loop of like comparison, and you feel like you're not good enough. And because
Yeah.
those creators have like, I don't know, 140,000 followers, you're stuck at like less than 1,000 followers. And like you start comparing yourself and all, and it's like a never ending loop. But I really do think like it's it shouldn't be that way. We can, like, take inspiration, but not to the point of, feeling that,
Taking it too
like,
personally.
not
What's the feeling?
personally, but like seeing them like succeeding and growing up fast doesn't mean that
Yeah.
we are not good enough. It just means that, like,
Mm.
we are all on like different chapters of our life. Maybe like the background is
Yes.
not the same, maybe like the time we are taking to learn the skill is not the same, or maybe like the type of content is not the same. It's not because we are not good enough, it's just like two different paths,
Oh
and we
yeah,
will eventually
it's
like
correct.
reach the point we want. It just takes time, which is normal actually.
Yeah. Yeah, as much as we inspired by other people's content, it can equally be uh if we take it like for me, I think if I take it too personally, it can be like a problem for me, I
Mm,
think. So when I say personally, I mean maybe I'm thinking of like why am I not able to do that in that way?
mm.
So yeah, I should probably I think we all should remind ourselves like what you said. We're at like different stages in our like in this path. Maybe it takes for each people things happen and at their own times, right? So yeah, probably you should like remind myself of those things.
Yeah, and like one example like I can give, because recently I just thought about it. There's a creator, like a travel content creator I follow on Instagram. She didn't start a long way back. She just started, but her posts are very like are really performing well, and the edits
Okay.
and all are really cool. The visual color gradings are really cool, and
Hmm.
I think I don't remember how much, like she's already like above 40K followers. The concept behind that is that like she's like traveling, like taking a gap year and all, but later only I realized that like she travels with her boyfriend who's already at like 400K or something like that. And
Hmm.
I feel like it's not just because, and I was like, oh my god, why can't I like do such things and all? Like she did it, it worked. Why didn't I have that same idea before of when I went
Hmm.
on a gap year? Like couldn't I do that and all? And then only I realized that like, actually like the surrounding also matters, right? Like if you have someone who next to you who can teach you all and all the things. I'm not saying that like she didn't like learn by herself. I don't say that.
Yeah.
She, of course, I am sure she also learned by herself, but it really does help to have someone who already succeeded doing travel content creation, and who is like your partner or parent or brother or sister or friend or whatever. So it's like a proof when you are together with them, you don't feel that self doubt and all, and there are lots of things that you can like easily learn from them, like on a daily basis, that like us, for example, as self-taught people, we don't really have.
Yeah. I think like I mentioned also when you see some videos which you could have done, you probably had done performing less than other people who probably posted the same type of content. Or yeah, I feel I sometimes I can't help think that it's about luck, or like we have to depend mostly on the algorithm or the other tools that we have. So yeah, sometimes that that can be like a difficult thought.
Yeah, yeah, and it does, like, actually, like it's really hard. I feel like you put all the efforts, and I feel like, not to brag or whatever, but I do feel that the content is like is good. Okay, like it's not just me, it's even like when I ask people, they're like, yeah, it's good, but it's just
Yeah.
different exposure and different like connections. On my account personally, I don't have that much of my friends commenting or whatever, which is
Mm.
like, I don't know, maybe like when I see other creators, they do have like a lot of big support system, they have like that, all those friends commenting under their page. Maybe there are certain little things that make the difference, but like eventually, like, it impacts all over your reach. That's what I wanted to say. And also you like building the right type of audience. Maybe because I thought maybe it's because I don't show my face enough. Maybe I should, like, do that, and
Yeah.
then like I'll build the right type of audience. Maybe people don't relate much to what I like. But the funny thing, I don't know. Like, I'm talking about that, and at the same time, I'm feeling confused because there are a lot of creators who don't put their face and have a good reach as well. So I don't know actually what the algorithm
Yeah,
is
I
about.
think like I mentioned, it's about finding the audience, and we are thinking about it, and we are trying different things. So she asked me to change my profile picture as well,
Yeah.
so that like my account. Yeah. So yeah, that's a feeling that I have when you put in so much of effort into the content that you're creating and you don't see the results. It can be disheartening.
Mm.
And when you see other stuff, other similar stuff that's performing well, it can be a little difficult to take that in as well. But what I try to do is like I try to remind myself that the other person is doing something good, like something right in their post, maybe the time that they're posting, or the hooks that they're using, or thumbnails that they have, etc. Like it can be anything, right? So I think we should always try to look at the things that are going right. For some creators, find inspiration in that and try to replicate it in the stuff that we do. So I think that's something that we can focus on when we are feeling this way.
Yeah, I think like overall now what I just like remind myself again and again is that like we are not all in the same chapters of life, and also
Mm,
we all have different types of background. We are still young. We still have time to
yeah,
experiment. It's okay. Like if it doesn't happen overnight, we shouldn't be happening overnight, because otherwise you don't understand the value of what you do. I think it's okay actually, like to that things take time. Eventually we'll get there, and yeah, I do feel it's kind of like part of the game. So it's just about who gives up and who doesn't. So
yeah. And for the Instagram, the algorithm thing that I also wanted to talk about, like how people give advice that you have to niche down,
mm,
you have to make similar type of content. But I do get their point. It seems to be working. There are some people who have grown their socials by making similar type of content. It's the same thing. This let's say a day in my life of they just wake up, do the same routine, etc. And it still gets a lot of views. It brings them new followers, etc. They're growing. So I do feel like it's working, but I am a person who wants to try a lot of things. I want to create new things. I want to make people to get curious about the stuff I do. So as someone who wants to do that, it's difficult for me to niche down. I want to create like a calming video. I want to create some like energetic talking video. Sometimes I feel like I want to create a spooky video as well, like a scary video. That yeah. So for a person like that, it's very difficult to niche down. And I just wanted to mention something that I recently heard. It was on a podcast called Digital Spaghetti. A lot of creators might see that. They have like really good podcasts where they invite creators in, and maybe we will also probably do that in the future.
yeah.
So fingers crossed. So there's a creator called Leah Way, and I think she mentioned how this was like the worst advice people have given her. Maybe even if it works, I think as a creator, you should focus on like what you're good at and what you want to do. So I think she mentions that you don't have to like, niche down. You can keep expanding. You can create whatever you wanted to do. So I just wanted to put this out there. Like if anyone feels the same way, they want to try new things, but they feel trapped by the algorithm, like having forcing them to make the same type of content. So you don't have to do that. We'll find our way. So yeah, we'll find our way.
Yeah, that's well said actually. And I do remember when you shared that like very little extract of that interview of
Mm,
her. Like I do agree, but at the same time I'm someone who actually created another account because I was like,
yeah,
yeah, I was feeling confused of putting everything on the same account because it was a different type of content. Like it didn't match, so I didn't really want to like mix up both the account because I did feel like the audience might get a bit lost when they followed
yeah, yeah,
me,
yeah,
even though I know there are lots of people who, because so I asked several advices before creating the other account, and like most of the people were like, don't create the account, because actually like there are some people who turn as influencer because they do a lot of different stuff, but I don't want to
yeah.
become an influencer. I don't see myself as an
Mm,
influencer, just like a proper content creator, and I don't want to influence people or whatever. I just want to create content out of passion. And I did feel like if I create two separate accounts, it will actually, it relates to the very first question of the podcast. One will be like kind of to create content to earn through
Okay.
travel and all, and the second one is more earn to create content because I need more material like lighting or a better camera or whatever to achieve the
Yeah.
results I want in terms of visuals and all. So yeah.
I think that that makes sense because the logic behind when people say niche down is you when you like a post on Insta or you see someone's reel for a long time, there are you probably see them like after some time the same say the same creator on your explore page or reel tab, etc.
Yeah.
So when you do that, when Instagram pushes their content like 3 or 4 times, your mind will automatically think that, oh, I'm liking their content like for 3 or 4 times. Maybe I'll follow them. But let's say if you vary the content, right? So let's say one time I'm doing a cooking video. I do that also. But let's say I'm doing a cooking video, and the next reel that I'm putting, and someone likes it, and the next reel that I'm putting is some sort of like sky, nature, that kind of a reel, and it goes to the same person and it's not relevant to that person. So they just like scroll away. And similarly, when you do this with a lot of types of content that you're doing, it the in the viewer's mind, you're not there. Like they'll feel like it was like a different person. They'll not know it was you. So, and that's the reason why people say like give advice to niche down. But I think it could be like a good strategy to go for that as well.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, that's true. Like, people follow based on particular interests all as well. So that's what I
Yeah.
thought. And also, like, there is another thing. Also, okay. So for the audience, with Josh, we started like a challenge where we motivate each other to sketch
Yeah.
one thing daily. He doesn't post it, but I do post it, and I'll explain the reason. Is because like, so I create. Okay, okay, you go ahead. You wanted to say
No,
something?
no, I'm saying I put stories.
Ah, yeah, you
I
put
upload
stories.
it on it.
True,
Yeah.
true. So it's almost like postings. True, but like I was talking about two different accounts that are created, and why I mentioned that the second account was more about experimenting and all. It's because it also contains my posts like about sketches and all, and I did feel that if I post it in my first account, which has a much bigger audience, much bigger number of followers, I don't know.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready to, because I'm sketching after a very long time. It's very much of more like spam content, like it's more about like just me trying out new things and all, and it doesn't really goes well with like very beautiful visuals of travel places. And also I did feel the need to create that second account early, at least for that. So in that page, like everything related to me trying out new things, and even though they are messy and all, I do feel that putting it publicly, it also helping me to kind of build that confidence and tell to myself that actually no one cares. If you mess things up, I also publish all the sketches I mess up. Actually, if you mess things up, nobody will react in the sense, oh my god, she sucks or whatever. It helps you to build the self confidence to, like, grow bigger and bigger and do whatever you like, instead of just focusing on the number of views and impressions, because that second account has very a little amount of followers because I just created it. But at the same time,
Yeah.
I'm just putting it out just for me and to have things to look back at and to, for track my progress in some kind of a way. So
Yeah. That makes sense.
yeah.
But like sometimes not sometimes nowadays. Initially, when I created my public account, I only posted on that account. I was like, let people find my content. Like I didn't even share it on my own page as a story, right? So on my personal page. So if people find my content, then it's good. Like let them find my content. At that time, most people were, oh, you have a separate page that you post reels on, and they were like surprised to find out. Then after some time when I started to put like more effort into my reels, I do put a lot of effort
Yeah.
into my videos. I do from scripting, videos, editing. So when that doesn't get to like a certain level of people, the who yeah.
No, I just wanted to say Josh is really good at editing, and like all what he does is he's really 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 good. So do go
Thanks.
follow his page, please. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for the shout out. So yeah, so when it doesn't get to the level of like reach the that I expected, maybe I didn't expect, or I felt like the reach that was there was not worth the effort that I had put in. So then I started to put like my personal page as well, right? As whenever thank you for Instagram for giving the collaboration option. So I
Yeah.
think that really helped. Yeah, I think that really helped me. I just like collab with my personal account so that like more people like could see my reel. So I put in the effort. There's like nothing wrong in tagging your personal account just so that people would see the content. If they like it, they like it. If they don't like it, or they find it funny, or find it bad, or find errors, let it be. Like you mentioned, you putting out the sketches out there. So yeah, I kind of feel the same way.
Yeah. Yeah, and actually, like you mentioned about collab, and yeah, that's a really good feature. Actually, we even do it for the podcast now because not like we don't have like a huge amount of followers on the new page we
Yeah,
created for the podcast. By the way, I don't know why I'm the one like doing all the promotion stuff on this episode, but like do follow that Insta page if you want to like stay tuned about the next episode and you want to see some bloopers. We just released a really funny bloopers.
yeah.
We couldn't stop laughing, but
I
yeah,
think it was
so
especially funny to the both of us
yeah.
than the
Yeah,
other
but
people.
all the people
We
who
were the ones
viewed
who were
it,
laughing the most.
yeah, but all the people who viewed it actually like told me they were really like laughing out loud, and it was really
Okay,
funny though. So yeah, do
good.
follow that page to have like the teaser and bloopers and whatever. And why I was mentioning that is because like since we don't have a big amount of followers, us collaborating, us making a collab post with our accounts is what helps those real like perform well. And also, yeah, thank you Instagram for doing this feature, which is really cool.
Yeah. I think it helps a lot of other creators as well, right? So, yeah, it really breaks the social media in itself. It's something that breaks the barriers, like different faces, etc. It doesn't matter where you are, you can communicate with people online. But I think the collab feature like takes it to another level. Your audience can find like similar people. If similar people collab together, there are the audience have like more chance of like finding another creator that who they might like. So yeah, it's good for the audience that they found a new creator as well, and it's good for the creator that they have like a whole new fan base. Like let's say someone in the US or France like you creates a similar type of content, and someone in India who does the similar type of content, and it just opens up for the audience and the creators. So yeah, I think that's a good feature from Insta. Hmm.
Yeah, and talking about like reaching the your post reaching to similar minded creators, if you truly have a passion and you are putting out the effort, the right people will find you even though you don't have a big amount of audience. For example, us meeting through Instagram and starting the podcast together is a proof that like eventually the right people will notice your work. That's another thing that drives me to post more and engage with other creators and all, because you never know actually who will find out your content and who will notice all the efforts you're putting in. So yeah, that's one thing I'm really grateful for Instagram and for having started this whole journey, because who would have like thought that I would like create a podcast with someone I just met on Instagram randomly. So yeah.
Yeah, and another thing that like goes along the same way is like it's a numbers game, especially when it comes to the collaboration thing. So I feel like so let's say I make a video and there are like 1,000 people who watch the video and like 100 people like it. But there will be a lot of people who might like that video, but they haven't seen it yet. So it's the same thing. So when you do collabs, when you collaborate with other creators who have a similar audience, or even if they don't have a similar audience, you will find people who like your content, who might like your content. So I think that's like a really encouraging thing to me when it comes to like working with other creators. But yeah,
Yeah, I do agree on that point, and that's why it's really important to not give up and to keep focusing on what you have to do and to
yeah,
believe in yourself and just follow your passion. So
yeah. Do what you love, enjoy the process, Even though you don't see the results right away, you will see the results. So just stay in there.
Yes. So I guess that's all for today's episode. So thank you for everyone who stayed until the end. If you have any comments or suggestions for us to improve our next episode, if there are some topics you want us to talk about, just let us know in the comments.
You can DM us on our Instagram page, the Creators Itch.
We created that page as mentioned, so yeah, do follow that page and do DM us through this page. The goal of this podcast and all of the work we are doing so far is for you as content creators to interact with us so we can build progressively a community. So yeah, that's all for today's episode.
Bye bye.